So we're now on YouTube. I'm Andrew, and this is Coachman Defenders. This is my business. I'm the founder of Coachman Defenders and a hands-on member of the team here, building these bespoke restorations. I specialise in Land Rover Defender restoration. I have done for many years, and this is not just a job or a business for me. This is a passion. This is something that turned from a hobby into a business many years ago after I completed my college course as a mechanical engineer. YouTube's a platform that I've been thinking about a lot over the past year. Having had a pretty substantial break from social media over the past year, I decided to get involved again, more so because creating content is a bit of a passion of mine. I enjoy watching good content. I watch more YouTube than really any other kind of platform, and figured now was a good time to start. January the 1st, 2025, I figured I'd start the new channel. Mainly so that you guys can follow along, learn a bit about the business, get my brand out there, and show everybody what it is that I do. As I said, I'm passionate about my trade. I wanted to share content that I enjoy watching, and although this is a reasonably serious video, you'll see along the way that I like to have a bit of a joke and a mess around with the guys. But it doesn't take away from the fact that we produce some of the industry's leading bespoke restorations. Behind me are just a couple of the projects that we're doing at the moment, and I'll talk more about those in depth later on in other videos. And yes, you'll think, why is this guy wearing a coat in a building? But it is actually freezing here. I'm in a 100-year-old barn that used to be a dairy shed up until just 2 or 3 years ago. So I took this building on a couple of years ago and I've been slowly restoring it to kind of look a bit cool, and the idea being that it'll be a bit of an American style restoration barn, you know, that kind of vibe is what I'm going for. So you'll see a lot of wood paneling and things like that, and as we progress through this, it should get slightly tidier and slightly cooler to look at and slightly more like a YouTube studio. That's the idea, is I want to create this space to be somewhat a studio so that you guys can follow along on the content. So this is the main workshop area. This is what we call the mezzanine floor. It's underneath the mezzanine floor. The office is upstairs and things. I'll give you a tour another day. But this is where the higher end builds are going to be produced. It's 2 at a time. So we run them side by side and we create 2. And actually there's a motorbike just out of shot and a bicycle that we've done that's a similar sort of design to the 110. But you kind of get involved in a few little bits, a few little side quests like that. They're a bit fun. They take the normality out of the day. And then behind the camera, we've got quite a large workshop area which is dedicated more to the dirty work of stripping vehicles down, sanding panels, and just general repairs. Once a vehicle is completed and finished in here, it moves into the main workshop area where the restoration continues. And I'll show you another vehicle in a minute that is in that stage of restoration. I've got an arm full of stuffs, so I'm going to try and do some work at home today. As it's New Year's Day, I wasn't planning on working. I've got a small office space set up, and yeah, from a wet and windy farm in Wiltshire, we are Coachman Defenders. I suppose now the coat makes a bit more sense. The weather is awful, isn't it? Imagine day 1 of 2025 being like this. For those of you that aren't in the UK, I've got a couple of friends abroad. The weather is awful. We're due a storm, 60 miles an hour winds. But this is Farm Coachman. It's not, it's the Chollerton estate in Wiltshire. Just a stone's throw away from Stonehenge. But I'll talk to you more about that when we're back in the dry, because this is awful. So we're back in the safety of the home office, which I'll let you in on a little secret, is actually my son's bedroom. I'm currently sat underneath his bunk bed. You'll see honest stuff like this because this is an honest business, you know, that is run by humans that are normal and is going to be created by myself mainly. All the content you see will be created by me, edited by me. All the blogs you read will be stuff that I've written, and just meandering thoughts that I have myself, I suppose. That's the whole point of this channel, is to share with you what my business does and how it does it. My passion for Land Rover Defenders started probably nearly 20 years ago, back when the market was kind of normal, and you could pick up a Defender for a couple of £1,000, use it off-road, you know, put the dogs in it, and you can still do all those things, but I mean the price of these things has gone through the roof. They're astronomical, and strewn with scams online and all the other things that go on. But that's when it started for me. I used to rebuild my own Defenders for off-road use. I used to really enjoy going off-road and byways and all kinds of things. And since then it's just stuck. It's been really the first thing that I've done with my adult life that I've stuck at. In earlier life, I floated through a number of jobs. I did all sorts, from being a bin man to a barman. I've done just about everything. But cars and vehicles are really my ultimate passion, so I stick with those. I've been doing this now for 15 years consistently. I graduated college somewhere in the late 2008-9 sort of times as a mechanical engineer. I then went back to school well into my 30s to train at what they call a level 4 VTAA, which is just an approved accreditation, and that was a number of years ago now. But I'm not an academic. I hate the learning environment, always did, so just about scraped through the courses, and then spent the next number of years working on my skills in an experience-based role. So worked at a number of garages and various other places, and yeah, now we're here. Coachman Defenders is a business that I created after many years in the Defender restoration business. I wanted to continue providing some very high-end concourse restored vehicles available for sale, and that is ultimately what the goal of the business is we build concourse restored vehicles, in some cases tailored and bespoke, and we supply them to the public for sale. So all the vehicles you see in the videos and everything that you see on Instagram and Facebook is normally available for sale, if not already sold. So there will be a couple of vehicles like Land Rover, for instance, that is already sold. We'll partake in one final adventure in that vehicle in the coming weeks, and then it will make its way to its new owners. But everything else, like Zeus, Exodus and Gables, are all available for sale. The website at the moment is kind of a bit mishmash. We're working on that to make it a little more transparent, exactly, you know, and exactly how much things cost, how you purchase them, what the process is, and so on and so forth. But this was just an introductory video to explain to you what Coachman Defenders is, who it's run by, and what the goal is. I've been running my own business now for 12 or 13 years. Consider myself an entrepreneur, somebody that is actively trying to build a business, a brand, and something that will stick around well into the future. And the vehicles that I produce, it would be a nice thought to think that they're still around long after I'm gone. So everything is signed by me, everything is signed off by me, and it is my brand, my business, and my name. Thank you for watching my first YouTube video, my introduction to my business, and I cannot wait to create some more content for everybody to watch.